Well, you know what? It's got a great chorus.
Does it?
It does.
Bye-bye, Mr. American Pie.
So I was like
it
the whiter
Miss
shade
American
of pale,
Pie?
and what was the other one? Hazy shade of winter.
Hazy shade of winter.
So hazy shade of winter, whiter
Bangles.
shade. I don't know. I got them confused.
Bangles. And the original.
So what was the other song by Procol Harum? That was
I don't know. I'm not a big Procol Harum connoisseur.
I don't even know who that is.
You would know the songs.
Poco Hirams?
Procol
Okay.
Harum.
I was looking at pictures of Jamie Gertz.
Oh, really?
There
When
was
she was
nothing
14.
wrong with that.
14.
No, she was not. She was 17 and a half.
Good lord.
Actually, she was 20. When did Lost Boys come out? 85, 84, so she was 19, 20 in that movie?
I like
So-
that soundtrack to Lost Boys, too.
For a little context, our producer had the Bengals Hazy Shade of Winter video playing while we were warming up for our podcast. And that was the song from Less Than Zero.
Doing our throat exercises.
Yeah, while we were going, la, 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 la.
Whoa, what the hell
Well,
just
that's what I
happened?
do to warm up. I don't know what you guys do. but-
What?
Anyway, Less Than Zero, which had Robert Downey Jr., heroin addict, and Matthew McConaughey.
No.
Matthew, all right.
No, he was not in that.
No.
Andrew McCarthy.
Yeah, Andrew
Whatever.
McCarthy.
Who
Lester.
cares?
So that
Jamie
is
Gertz is in
basically
there.
where,
Yes.
what is his name? The
What?
Tony from
Tony Bennett.
Iron Man.
Oh, that's
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark. What is the actor's name?
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey
Robert
Jr.
Downey Jr.
I just
He
said
was. I know, but I was kind of in and out.
What do you got?
Well, I had some of the bourbon we're about to talk about. I've got a quick buzz, but I'm saying.
Very nice.
So
No.
that
I need a
movie,
beer, please.
it's like it was gross. It was like that was like one of the first movies that introduced me to homosexuality within the videos. I mean, it was just like
What, Iron Man?
no,
Tony
Hazy
Stark-
Shade of
Tony
Winter,
Stark
Less
was
Than
gay?
Zero.
He's Garrett?
Less
gay?
than zero. No, well, he wasn't in the show, but he had an addiction, and to earn money for the addiction.
Oh, he had a sexual encounter? A gay sexual encounter?
Well, the guy was kind of like, "Hey, you want some of this white powder stuff that goes in your nose? You're gonna have to put some white stuff in the back of your throat," and that's what had happened.
Is that what he said?
Well, not it's kind of
Oh, God,
paraphrasing
that's
a little bit.
gross.
But what is the other guy's name?
Andrew McCarthy.
So Andrew McCarthy bursts in the room, and he's kind of like, "Hey, come on!" Grabs him, and you see Tony Stark's face all jacked up, and it's kind of looked like he had schmeg on it. It was
Did he
just
have-
Oh, no, he
disgusting, yeah.
didn't. Stop it.
Donut icing is what you
Oh,
call it?
He looked a wreck because he looked like he had a cocaine problem, and
Well, back then, he actually did.
yeah.
Yeah, he did.
So he disappeared for a while.
Yeah,
Well, he
and of
dealt
all
with it.
people that pulled him out of the bowels of hell, who do you think it was?
Johnny Depp.
Jimi Hendrix.
Johnny Depp. Can you the stuff going on with him right now?
I
know,
before we
it's
jump
crazy.
into that, we got so much. Mel Gibson of all people.
Oh, my next guest was Michael Dukakis.
Well, Mel Gibson, because
I was going to say Dan Quayle.
he he had pulled him. Basically, he had nowhere to go, so he lived with Mel Gibson for years, and he got him over his addiction and got him through
way.
walking the Word of God and walked him
Hold on,
down
really?
the
Mel
path of
Gibson's
correction.
like a really a devout Christian?
Well, I think
Yeah,
he's
he is. He
I
made
didn't know
Passion of the Christ.
Oh, that's right. He did.
Yeah, he's the real deal. So that's why
But
it
he
was
had
kind
that
of
low moment. He had that low moment where
Well,
he
he
had
was-
like a drunken
I think
thing
he's
where
got
he was
an
dogging
anger
Jews.
issue. Yeah, I don't.
well,
yeah.
his wife was
Yes.
was
Yes.
they were going through a divorce, so there was a lot of animosity between them
So
too,
he was-
and there was a lot of drinking. I mean, imagine with
Was he married
anybody
to
that's got
Barbra
a
Streisand?
job like an actor's job where they make a couple $1 million. I mean, think about it. If we made a couple $1 million by working 6 months,
I know.
I mean, we would be set for. I mean,
It's so dumb.
we'd be set for years.
We spend our entire lives trying to save up $2 million for retirement. Our entire
yeah,
lives.
and these guys make it
we
in,
try
in,
to.
in a movie.
Like, and 99% of the country doesn't get to that.
yeah,
And these guys make it in
So you wonder why they live in a
look-
bubble.
Look what
and
Aaron Rodgers is about to make every year.
really,
And Patrick Mahomes, $50 million a year.
$15 million a
50,
year.
50.
Five
Oh,
zero.
50. Oh, I was going to say 15. That's
A
nothing.
year.
But 50. Oh, yeah. There you go. That's good stuff.
Anyway,
All right. Well, it is a wonderful day for some folks out there. You know, it's 420. It's April 20th. In case you guys don't know what that is,
it's my son's birthday,
it
first and
is
foremost.
your son's birthday.
Nice.
Foremost,
Which one?
Steven. He
Stevens.
turned 20 today.
No way.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yep.
Yes, Preston had posted some pictures of them growing up on his Instagram. I thought were pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, just the both of them, and it's funny because he's holding Steven in like 2 or 3 of the shots. They're kind of couple years apart. It's just funny, man. Good friends. I mean,
Well, wait
it's
a
just
second.
funny.
Wait a second. Couple years apart.
Well, it's
Preston's not older
no,
or younger. They're the same
What I'm
age.
saying is that there was a picture taken of them two.
Oh, I got
and
you.
it was
I
just,
got you.
It was like a year would pass, 2 years would pass, a couple years would pass. So it's
understand.
just a
I got you.
chronological. It was a cute set of
Yeah,
pictures.
that's
for
a
them.
thing that kids can do nowadays. We couldn't do that growing up, but they take
No.
a picture of themselves every day,
No.
Oh,
and then they have like a collage of their entire life.
Yeah, our collage was a line of pencil lead on the casing of a door. That was our
Right.
collage.
Yeah,
How
I
tall
mean,
did you grow?
When I was a kid, there were slides still around.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you watched your family whatever, my dad pulled out slides.
Well,
Yeah.
when Brandon was born, phones didn't exist. Well, cell phones didn't exist.
Right.
And we have a bunch of photographs of Brandon.
Right.
We really don't have any actual photographs of Steven.
Right.
Outside of professional school ones and shit like that.
Right.
They're all on the phone.
Well, and then when the kids were really little, we got the High 8 Sony camcorder.
Right.
I mean, what a different world we lived in. We didn't have the ability to do what they do today, which is take a picture of themselves every day for every day of their life.
Yeah, the one thing I did, and I consciously did this, is starting with Brandon in kindergarten, I took a picture of the first day of school every single year.
By the school.
No, out front of the house.
Oh, nice.
Same
Yeah.
spot every year.
You did it every year.
Every year I'd have them, and they expected it after 2 years of it.
Wow, that was brilliant.
So they'd come down and they'd stand there, and the neighbor boy would come over because they'd walk to the school together. So I'd have the 3 of them, then I'd have the 2 of them every single year up until Brandon graduated. Then I did Steven 2 more years by himself.
So have you ever made a montage of that? And
Did it for when they graduated? Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
Oh, how cool is that? Very
Yeah, it was
nice.
cool. Yeah.
Oh, so there you go. All that pain was worth it.
It was. There was a couple years when Brandon was playing football for middle school, and he had to get there at 6 a.m.
But you're like, no, I'm getting a picture of you.
Yeah, I didn't. I took it after school at that point. So.
Oh, so the streak was broken.
Well, no.
Yeah,
It was
well,
still
so-
first
so
day.
With 2 children,
It's not authentic.
with 2 children,
It
it's
is.
I struggled.
It is.
I had the real struggle. I had 4 kids. I had to
Yeah.
gather. Somebody was always in a bad mood. I don't care who it was, and unfortunately, it was usually the producer.
Yeah.
And I've got the pictures to back it up. He's
Just
got a very
frowning.
unruly,
Pain in the ass.
angry look on his face. Like, how dare you? First of all, how dare you take
Yeah.
a picture of me? Second, how dare you take a picture of me on the first day of school? How
Right.
dare you? Why am I living?
Why am I wear Preston's clothes?
Yeah, no, he didn't. Well, all right, look. So it's April 20. It's Steven's birthday. Happy birthday, Steven! Shout out. Woo. And it's it's interesting where that 420 comes from. And there's basically what I've understood is 420 was the case number where they legalized pot or something in California, and that's where that 420 came from. I may be wrong.
So this is a celebrate the legalization of pot day?
I don't.
It's Weed Day.
But 420 isn't based on a date. I don't think it is. I think it's based on a case number or something. But it's about how marijuana became relevant in California on a specific date, or it was a case number that related. So maybe just type in what.
I heard it was.
So
I heard it was also Hitler's birthday. That was a thing.
I
back in
don't
the
think
day.
it may be a
God,
coincidence for
that's
sure.
awful. No one needs to know that. That's
All
somebody
right,
that
so
should
whether you know a
never
lot
have been
about
born,
marijuana
right?
or very little chance you've heard that the numbers 420 are particularly significant in weed culture. But what does it mean, and why do we weed aficionados hold April 20th and 4:20 p.m. as so sacred? And according to the Time magazine, 420 can be traced back to 1971 when a group of 5 students at San Rafael High School in Marin County, California, began meeting at 4:20 p.m. to smoke marijuana. Interesting. I haven't
How
heard
could
that.
they possibly know that? They can't
Man,
possibly know that. I call bullshit on that. But anyway, it's fun. It's a fun story.
Yeah, you scroll up just a little bit right there. Grateful Dead, spread of the ritual. Just, yeah, I don't. I don't know. I'm gonna let it go because I heard a bunch of different things, and I'm sure there's probably about it. But regardless, 420 is an unofficial marijuana day for those folks that enjoy smoking marijuana, because marijuana is a fantastic tool for some people.
Oh. Are you one of them?
No.
John?
No, it is illegal in the state of Texas, and I am not a proponent of smoking marijuana where it's illegal.
So if we had Elon Musk on our show,
I would roll a doobie up and I'd smoke it with them. Hey, Elon, how you doing?
That'd be an interesting conversation. I think
course,
he
I don't know
thinks
where I'd get
differently
it.
than most people.
what would you ask him? What would be the first question you'd ask Elon Musk if he was sitting with us right now?
Where do you get a haircut from? Do you get your haircut? Did you get your hair from your dad's side? I mean, do you have pictures of your dad? I haven't seen Elon Musk's dad or parents or
I
anything
think
like
I
that.
would ask, do you check African American on your forms?
Ah, nice.
That's
I'd ask
nice.
him, why can't you just go with a normal kid's name?
Yeah.
Or that.
Oh, man.
Let's piss him off.
Yeah.
What?
That's it. I'm walking out. Oh,
I don't
hey,
think he'd
buy
do that.
Twitter.
I don't
Buy
think he-
Twitter when you walk out. Okay,
I don't think he
never
would give a
mind.
shit.
Did you hear what he had to say about Netflix?
Yeah, that's it's a collection of woke fucks. You know?
Netflix is tanking.
They
Bad.
are 25% drop in
Well,
the stock.
That,
But I tell you what,
don't-
I'm watching. I mean, we're continuing to watch a lot of shows on Netflix. So it's not like, and we're not atypical, are we? Am I atypical?
No,
Are people boycotting? I mean, what's
No.
I
happening?
think, well, some people are. right?
200,000 people dropped. Why?
Well, they may have watched everything. There are people like that are out there.
They-
Like, there's
they
nothing on Netflix anymore.
They reached the end of Netflix.
Well, I guess everything they want to see, right? I mean,
Well,
there's a lot of shit on there that you're
Netflix
like, I'll never
offers-
watch that.
Unfortunately, I shouldn't say it unfortunately, but Netflix offers a lot. You
They
know?
do.
So
There's a lot of shit on there.
there is in like Disney in some of their programming. We had heard there were executives in Disney that were forcing homosexuality down
Yeah.
people's throats.
Hyper woke.
And,
Hyper woke.
you know,
right?
there's the same folks are doing the same thing with Netflix, and from what I understood, the Obamas have some influence in Netflix.
Oh yeah, they are part of Netflix.
They own, or they have a big chunk of it. But
I don't know if that's paying off or not, but I think that was a mistake.
Well, he has a new documentary on Netflix. Did you see it? It's a nature show.
On how to run the country when you're still not president.
No, it's a nature show that he he
Oh.
narrates.
All right, first, here's what you got to do, boys and girls.
Yeah.
You become president, and then groom your vice president.
Right. Who's
Give 'em-
clearly not of sound mind and body,
my God.
so that you can influence the shit out of
And
him.
he's getting worse.
All right, let's jump back.
is.
Let's jump back a little bit here and
All right.
hit up our bourbon that we're drinking, because Jeff was in Lubbock, Texas, and he had found a maker's mark. And
He picked a
it's-
unicorn.
He did. He found one, and this one's a straight bourbon. It's maker's mark. The release date was September of 2021.
Well, hold
Yeah.
on. It's not just Maker's Mark.
Uh,
You need to follow that with a
well, I haven't got down there
something
yet.
something.
What? Well, I mean, we're going to get down to the fatty acid stuff and elaborate. Is that what you're talking about?
No, like it's a single barrel something something, right?
Well,
It's not regular
I'm going
Maker's
down the
Mark.
line. We're supposed to say single
I
barrel.
don't know. I don't see it anywhere on there.
Well,
That's
It's
my
a
guess.
limited release.
But hold on, let's pump the brakes here for a second.
All right.
But let's start with straight bourbon. Is it single barrel? I don't know. At the bottom
No,
from
it
it.
is not single
So
barrel.
it's the company Beam Centauri. A Maker's Mark. Its release date was September 2021. The proof of it, and
Uh-huh.
you wouldn't know this by tasting it, because it's extremely smooth,
It is
and I am
smooth.
enjoying it.
Me too.
I'm enjoying it. I enjoyed it without the cube, which says a lot.
Mhm.
I agree.
And even with the cube, it goes down even faster.
Oh yeah.
In fact, to the point where I'm thinking I want to add a little bit more in the glass. So the mash bill,
well, hold on.
is-
You didn't say what the proof was.
it's 109.1.
It's written 9.1. No slouch.
109.1.
No burn.
at all.
Yeah, nothing.
No slouch.
And there's no age statement. So that's the age is NAS, no age statement. And
Like people with the nose say Naz.
ah,
No, that's full of shit. Don't start saying.
what is NAS?
No
it's
age-
short for NASA.
nasal?
Oh, for NASA? Like
no
the
age.
people that
Yeah, NASA.
they put people in space.
They just can't.
I think in German the word for nose is NASA. I don't know.
It's just lazy people can't say NASA, so they say NAS.
NAS.
No age statement.
No age.
All right, so it's
statement.
no age statement. So that we don't know how old it is.
Why
but
is that? Don't you think they would be proud to put how long it's been aging? Or maybe if they don't put it, then they're not proud.
Well, I mean,
Like
maybe.
what if it was 14 months?
Yeah, well, that's just the whole thing. To be bourbon doesn't have to be 4 years at least.
No.
Or
It can be 2 days and still be bourbon.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It has to be aged in a white oak barrel. It doesn't say how long. But that's shady to me. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why you have some of those aged at least 6 months. You know?
Right.
It's still a bourbon.
No less than 20 days.
Well, it's just like that shit bourbon that you had down in Fredericksburg.
Okay, first off, I don't buy shit bourbon.
Flash aged. Actually, I just listened to that.
Oh, the one that, yes, I bought it.
That was a tea bag of wood
it
chips.
Do they have a?
It was horrible.
Is it
was
NASA,
horrible.
right?
It was so bad. Did I say what it was?
Well, no, it was a local one that they
Yeah,
did
no, I
themselves,
know.
right?
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah. All right, so go back to the breaking, so the review.
Yeah, the review. All right.
He's trying to fact check me on the whole nose thing.
Like,
All right, so speaking of nose,
hilarious.
so the Maker's Mark Wood Finishing Series 2021 limited release, the Fag Alpha Elta. What the fatty acid? What does that stand for again?
esters.
Fatty acid esters.
O2.
Jeff, why don't you go into the fatty acid esters?
Okay, it's
and
not fatty ass.
I
Fatty
wasn't able
ass.
to
You're
spit
really
out.
struggling right
Yeah, fuck off.
now. This is going to be a long podcast if you're struggling 10 minutes into it.
No, it just I mean, I still can't remember his name.
It comes from the French oak staves.
Tony Stark.
They put in,
Ah.
and you know, we probably need to get a dictionary out to see exactly what it is, but it comes out of the oak staves they put in.
All right.
You would think they would come up with a better term than FAE01 and FAE02. Like it needs to that's very chemical.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not very like when you're talking about bourbon and aging and nose and palate. I mean FAE01.
That's an FAE,
Right?
It's FAE 2. It's a dash 2, definitely a 2, not a
Yeah,
1, not a
Well,
1.
it
seriously,
sounds
that
better
doesn't- that doesn't
better
look
than
right.
spelling out fatty acid ester,
Okay, well,
Yeah, well,
come
Jeff's
up with some
valid point right there. Yeah.
right?
Well, that's true, but come up with something else. I'm gonna
We'll just
email
call
him.
it Fay.
I'll email them and
Fay.
say, hey, well, dudes like us
It's a
are not
Fay
happy
01.
with your terms.
Is that a Fay 01 or is that a Fay 02? Huh.
All right,
Sounds-
continue with your review here, Sean.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
that's my
thank
fault.
you for that. And so we're going. So that's the overall. We're going to go right up to the nose and the whole spiel on that. So
But hold on, there's something unique that they do, right? What do they put in the bottles?
so it's a stave. So okay. So
Yes,
what makes
that's
it
important.
the fatty acid esters that they put in there, which makes it different from the different other Maker's Marks out there, is that they introduce it to an oak stave. They sear it on one side and leave it raw on the other, where the fatty acid ester 02 is produced using double heated treated virgin. Has to be virgin. Has to
Gotta
have
be
a
virgin,
hymen.
untouched
Virgin.
virgin.
In French oak barrel staves that undergo an infrared exposure prior to flame toast finish.
Wow.
That was difficult.
Yeah, that was very difficult. You did well.
Yeah. So
You did well.
you can read more about it about the creation or the process in the company's press release, which you can probably find on the website of
That's very unique, though,
makersmark.com.
right? Very unique. I don't think anybody else does staves.
Well,
I'm sure there
There's a
are.
lot of
Oak and
folks
Eden.
Okay, I was just kidding.
I think-
Everybody does it.
Maybe they treat it a certain way to get it to expel these fatty acids.
Well, I mean, I think it's
Maybe
valid.
the infrared does something.
But what I mean is, like, we've been buying bourbon for a while now. Lots of different bourbons, lots of different stores. There's not many that have a stave inside the bottle. There
Well,
really aren't.
I will
this
tell you
doesn't have-
this.
Well, Oak and Eden does. This doesn't. It's not in the bottle. It's in the barrel as they
Yeah.
age it.
Well, I'll tell you
And
what.
then they pull the staves
What
out.
this does,
Oh.
I do enjoy the taste of it.
Okay.
So whatever it does,
No.
is it
I'm
makes it a
not
little
critical
bit more
of
smooth.
it. I just think it's unique.
Well,
But
I
maybe
think
not.
it's creamy.
that's a good word.
Oh, I don't think that's a very good
I
word.
think it's.
Kind of a buttery oak.
Yeah.
I like banana bread in the nose, although I
Bet
didn't
you
smell
do.
that.
What about
Right, well, the
Dad's-
nose
what
says
about
it's
Dad's root beer barrels hard
Really?
candy.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know
let me
where
let
they
me go
come
ahead
up
and
with
pull
this
it. I'm
shit.
gonna. You said Dad's root beer. I'm gonna have to pull this back again.
Those are all sniffing.
Yeah, I think I do,
I do smell
smell
root beer.
Dad's root beer barreled hard candy.
Huh.
Really?
It is intriguing.
I did.
No, it's not. I
The very
do
last word
taste
on there.
green peppercorn in the palate with leather. I can't do this. I can't
Yeah.
do these crazy ass descriptions of
The green
nose and
peppercorn, is that
palate
like the ones that aren't even ripe yet?
I guess
The green?
I
Like
don't
someone's gonna
know.
taste
I don't
that?
know.
the real
Hey,
bitter
why don't you
ones.
try these why don't you try these peppercorns right off the tree?
Right. I think a million people.
We're not gonna roast them.
I
Fuck
think
that.
a million people could taste this bourbon, and not one out of a million people would say, "I think I taste green peppercorn."
All right. Whoever did the feedback on the
Yeah.
it is
They're running out of
they
originality.
enjoyed a little bit of 420 today. So I don't know.
for sure. Got it.
But long story short, I'm enjoying it. It's
Me too.
it does have some spice in it. It's very smooth, and as Jeff said, it's creamy. And maybe that is as a result of the fatty esters.
Right. Anyway, I enjoy it.
You okay?
Yeah, and
Your
you
eyes
got
are
it
watering.
Wow.
Did you take a big gulp?
Yeah, I did.
Sean's getting emotional. That's okay.
He's tearing up. It's
And
so good.
Getting a
this
little
is
weepy.
this is Dudes Like Us, and I'm Paul,
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Sean.
teary-eyed Sean.
Did you need a tissue? There's one.
Right.
Over there.
No, I was looking for my phone. I heard it beep, and I don't want it to make any more noise, so I'm trying to find out where I put it.
But that's why we love this podcast. We are passionate. We get emotional. We cry.
Yes.
Well, Sean does.
I remember my first fatty ester nester.
And we actually have one. I think it's a 2020, the FAE 01 that's out there.
Oh,
So
Dewey.
Correct.
That's fantastic. FAA. You know what? It sounds like a.
that's an easier one to get for some reason. It's the 2 that for some reason is hard to get.
To me, it sounds like a motor oil. SAE,
SAE. Yeah,
doesn't
kind
it?
of does. Yeah.
It sounds like a motor oil.
Yeah.
I don't like it. They need to come up with something different.
Well, we should email them.
I will. I will. And they'll, as soon as they see Dudes Like Us, they're going to be like, what? This guy, they're emailing us?
Right. We're gonna call it DLU02.
So let me let me tell you something
It's gonna
that's
be-
happening.
Yes.
Once a week, twice a day. It just
You shit.
Wow.
there's a dog that lives up the street, like 3 houses. It's a beautiful black collie. It's
a
tame.
black collie.
Yeah, it's a great dog. It's beautiful. It likes to escape their house.
Collie. Like
It-
Texas A&M collie? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, well, we
Well,
can Google it. What a
I think
collie
collies
is. You'd be
aren't
able to-
black. Collies are brown and white, like a collie.
Well, this one's black with white. So we
Really?
got 2 colors.
I don't think I've ever heard of a black collie, but that would be wonderful if the producer could pull up a black collie.
That's
I'd love to
racist.
see what that looks like. Anyway, please continue. They escape, and what do you do?
So the what's going on? All right. So, anyways, so this dog will come to our house, and he knows how to open up our front door,
Really?
and it's hilarious because
How?
I'll be. Well, he just goes up there, and our door doesn't have a knob. It's got the
Electronic-
handle. It's got
no,
the
it's got the electronic code.
It's got the
it-
thumb thing, right?
No, it's got the little. Yeah, it does have a thumb thing. Actually, I don't know what the fuck it's got. But the dog gets in the house, and it's hilarious. He's kind of like Kramer from Seinfeld, because when he comes in the house, he comes in and is bam right to the front door. Hello, with our Lenny and Squiggy from
And he's just
Vern
like-
Shirley.
And your dogs are going bonkers, I'm sure.
Oh my God! It's just like, hey, I fucking live here. What's going on over here? Hey, let me taste some of these snacks over here. He goes straight for the food. He's like, well, same shit. I don't want it. Boom, and heads outside. And
Take a dump.
so, anyways, Tara just texted me because the dog came over earlier today, and I wasn't home. So there's been some times where like I'm asleep. It's 6 o'clock in the morning,
He just shows up.
and the dog will open the door, and what's amazing, he'll shut it. So I don't know if he's hitting the door so hard that it automatically shuts, or he's shutting the door. But by the time I get downstairs to find out what the fuck's going on, the door's shut. But this dog finds us. It wakes me up, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" He jumps up on the bed, and it's like he owns the fucking house. I mean,
well, have you talked to the owner about this?
she's fine. She's yeah. Well, I mean, he gets out of the house. What are you gonna do?
How?
Well, I mean,
By
right
opening
now
the
she
door.
doesn't know. She doesn't know how the dog is getting out of the house. Like, he came over earlier today, and she had no idea how the hell. She says, I was in the middle of a Zoom meeting, So
So
whether
he's opening the door and closing it at her house
I
too.
guess I have no idea, but she's like, there's not any door open. I do not know how he got out of the house.
That's amazing.
So whatever.
Does he have? Do they have a doggy door? Maybe he's getting out from the backyard.
I don't know, but Tara just texted me, says he's back. But it is hilarious because it's just like Kramer from Seinfeld. It's just hilarious how he busts in the door and he's going, "Hey guys, what's going on?"
I had a beagle. That would scooch under our gate, and then just go to various neighbors' houses. She would go into their garages, and one of them was down the street. She was an Indian woman, and she was terrified of dogs. And if you saw this beagle, it was the most like old, unimposing, non-threatening beagle ever. But there are some people that are just terrified of dogs, right? And so
COLLIE.
she comes up to our house and she's knocking on the door, and you would think she's like, help me, my house is on fire, right? She's like, she can't even talk.
Right.
She's like, your dog is in my garage. I'm like, really? I'm like, really? This is what you're freaking out about? Anyway, so
yeah, that's exactly it.
she would be in.
Maybe she got mauled
She'd be
as a child.
maybe I'm being an insensitive prick by
be.
thinking my aging little beagle could hurt her.
Could be.
Anywho, so
Anyway.
the dog came through. So it's just funny. Tara just texted me, "Hey, the dog is back." So I had to stop what I'm doing.
So Bronco is good with it? I mean, Bronco's like,
yeah,
hey,
they all
what's up,
get
buddy?
along. They all get along.
Do they hump?
Wow.
So
You took this in a weird
Well,
place.
he's not fixed yet, right?
Well, I guess the question, you got to answer the question. Do they hump?
I haven't seen them hump, but I don't watch them all the time. I mean, I put them in the backyard,
It'll be hard to
and
miss.
I have to lock the backyard.
Because they're
It's
big
hard to
dogs.
miss.
Well, they're two males.
Dad,
so-
they're humping again.
Oh, so this black is a male.
yeah, they're two males.
Oh.
Gotcha.
So
Just I don't know. So,
LB dog TQ?
I don't know what they call it.
Do you
They-
put a C on the front?
They do it doggy style though.
Do you put a C on the front of the whole thing? Canine, LBQ.
They don't missionary style it.
Oh,
Dogs.
Okay.
a missionary.
Okay, I don't need a visual. I'm struggling to get the visual, which makes me happy.
Can you imagine the missionary style?
No, I don't.
Maybe that's
I don't
maybe that
imagine any
side
of that.
saddle.
Oh God.
Okay. Anyway, that's a shepherd dog. That's not a collie.
It's a black Belgian shepherd.
Well, that particular
Yeah, it's
one
just a
is.
shepherd
But if you
dog.
scroll up,
No. Okay. Anyway, doesn't matter.
there it's right there.
Really?
Yeah, that's it.
The hell is that thing?
It's a dog wolf.
Yeah, it's a dog.
Does it fucking matter?
It's not a collie.
You know what? She said it was a collie. It's
Okay.
a collie. What the fuck am I gonna do? Argue with her?
You
Yeah,
should've.
you just said that's a dog
should've.
wolf.
Hey, Paul said.
Yeah. My friend, my other dude like us. Anyway,
It's a sweet dog, but it just
does it have all four legs?
it does, and two eyes,
Oh,
unlike your dog.
how fortunate. You know, I take my dog every single time I go to the chiropractor. I ask
Yeah,
him.
we know. We heard.
I know. I
It's
asked if they were
embarrassing.
dog friendly. I take her every time. Every time.
Does she bitch if you're not there?
I mean, she does expect it. Like, they're amazing. Like, they know patterns, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you jiggle something or you open something or you put on a certain hat or you put on whatever, they are amazing when it comes to patterns, right? And yeah, there's a certain time every day because I always schedule it for lunchtime, right? And she's like, okay, let's go. And yeah, I bring her. And the other people there, like nobody's been like, why do you bring your dog? Put your dog on a leash. I
Well,
hate you.
they all know she's got one eye and three legs.
Right? Who's gonna
Because she's a
complain?
novelty. She's become a party favor.
She really? She's like a clown.
Dude, I mean, just glue a googly eye on that other thing.
She's awesome. Yeah, she just hangs out. She lays down next to me on my little patient bed.
Did she get adjusted?
She doesn't.
No.
No, I did ask, and they said it'll be extra.
Well, so we could put her in the missionary position if you like.
Don't touch my dog.
Good Lord.
Yeah, your dog touches my dog. We got a problem.
Well, I'm sure she's gonna have a difficult time with that. She's missing a rear leg,
A
right?
difficult time of that.
Is it a
Rear left leg. Yes.
Rear left. Okay. Yeah.
Driver's side.
Oh, that's weird. That's
Driver,
interesting.
driver's side, back leg.
Have we told the dudes like us, listeners out there, how exactly your dog came about.
Yeah, I think we did, but it's always a fun. It's always a fun.
Well, I'll just
story to
nutshell
tell.
it because we've got lots of stuff to talk about. This podcast is basically Paul
Oh,
decides he
You
wants to
just
get a
shut me down
dog.
again.
He sure did.
Yeah. You want to talk about that? Well, we're not. We're not going to. See how we did that?
Yeah, well,
You're exuding
it's the,
dominance.
it's the power
That's
of
what you're doing.
suggestion.
Yeah. You know what I want to talk about? I know there's kind of a left turn here.
You know what? I was thinking we could.
There we go. He did it again. I was going to ask you guys.
I want this beer.
I was going to ask you guys how much trust you guys have in mechanics.
Very little.
Why is that?
Because, well, actually, the one I have now, I trust until they do something wrong. Because I've been to mechanics, and, well, for one thing, I think mechanics have I don't know if it's a bad rap, but they have a rap of not being
Making up shit.
truthful. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
making
let's
up.
just face it. There's all kinds of television shows out there where they bring these cars into these local mechanic shops and they say XYZ is wrong with it, and they take it in there knowing that only Z is wrong with it because they have another professional mechanic that says this car has a clean bill of health. We're sending it in there with problem Z, and they say, "Oh,
Really? That's a TV show?
well, they had yes, well,
Like
they,
so
candid,
basically
candid
set-
camera.
So they set these guys up
yeah, and
to
there's
be frauds.
almost all of them fell."
God, that makes me so mad.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't a 60 Minutes, but it was like it was a news.
Dateline or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, you know what? It's a valid thing to pin on them because let me tell you what's going on. So I have a 2006 Jetta. It's a diesel. Not many people know how to work on it, and so I've taken it to 2 different places and they struggled. They got it fixed, sort of, but they struggled. And finally, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take it to the dealership, the dreaded dealership. Right?
Right.
Those are the ones that you definitely like. There's tiers of distrust. Right? Dealerships are
They're always the most expensive, too.
the most expensive and they make up shit, right? So I went ahead and took it there because I'm on the verge of getting rid of this thing because, everybody fears the whole, the thing's worth $2,000. They're going to tell me it's $8,000 to fix it. I can't do that. It doesn't
Right.
make sense, right? So I take it in because I'm having trouble with power. Like I push the accelerator to the floor and it just doesn't move, right? So I take it in there and I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting any boost. And they're like, okay. And they call me back after a couple hours and they're like, yeah, it's the turbo boost. You're going to need to replace that.
It'll be $3,000.
$3,900.
Oh, really?
$3,900. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to fix it. So there we go. It's cemented in my mind. I'm not going to fix it. So it's time to get rid of it.
Right.
Right? So, but I'm an engineer at heart. I am an engineer, right? I'm not trying to tout my credentials.
Like a train engineer?
Yeah. So anyway, I get on YouTube. Thank God for YouTube, right? How many times YouTube saved our asses? And I watch a 3-minute video that talks about TDIs.
Missionary? Oh,
No. 3-minute video that talks about here's possible reasons for why you're not getting power for your diesel Jetta, right? And so I go out to the car, pop the hood, poke around for literally less than 30 seconds and find a broken hose.
Really?
I found a broken hose.
And they want to replace the whole thing. for
$3,900
for
to replace
$4,000.
my turbo booster. I found a broken hose in less than 30 seconds. What does that tell you? Now, to be fair, I
No one bit that time. That was the first, I think.
that is the first. Anyway, so I bought some tubes, right? I did some research. I went to the TDI forums. I mean, it's amazing. You will find endless information if you really want to dig into it, right?
Right.
If you're committed. And they was like, these are the tubes you have to buy. I go to Amazon. I buy $11 worth of 5-foot tubes. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow. I'm going to cut a little piece off. I'm going to connect it to that little section that was broken. And if that thing works like a charm and the check engine light comes off, this is a absolute certified fraud. The dealership.
Will you go back up there?
I'm going to as high as I can at that dealership. And I'm going to say, this is what happened. You guys are full of shit. And get this, today I get a random call from that dealership. Yeah, so I just wanted to call. I'm Bob from the sales department at this VW place. I think it's time. It might be time for you to trade in your car and get a new VW.
Really?
I'm like, so So the service guy tells the sales guy, "Yeah, we just screwed this guy over. He's not going to pay the $3,900 to fix his car. He's probably going to get rid of it. Now's the time to strike."
I guarantee. I
Fucking
guarantee they do.
unbelievable.
It's all
Unbelievable.
coordinated. Yeah.
It's a freaking racket. Anyway, so if that hose works, I'm unleashing hell.
I'm excited. I can't wait. And then you got to fix the brakes.
Can you record it?
Get this. Brakes, same problem.
Leak in the hose?
Yes. Same problem. The way the diesels work is they have an entire system of vacuum hoses, like all throughout the car. And if you break the vacuum anywhere in there, there's a one that goes to the vacuum boost of the brakes. And I'm like, that's when I was doing research, right? I was doing research and watching YouTube videos.
Could fix your brakes.
My $11 hose could fix everything.
It's quite the savings.
Quite the savings. I could drive it for another 100,000 miles.
I almost want to go up there with you and just watch.
Yeah. Well, I want to carry it back.
Well, I'm not going to do it in person. I'm too chicken shit. I'll send an email.
You don't really want to bring it up there?
I might text them.
Dude, I would totally bring up there.
Fine.
Like, hey, are you the sales guy?
I'll snaptogram them.
Hey, you know what? I'll
snaptogram them.
Yeah.
I will put on my kilt and we'll go up there.
That's crazy, right? That is proven fraud. It took me 30 seconds to find the broken hose.
Yeah.
I was literally going,
so
okay.
What am I?
I was like tracing my fingers and I was like, okay, well this one should go to this, and then I lifted it up and I was like,
well, one of my neighbors.
This one's not connected to anything.
When he takes his car up there to do routine maintenance, part of the scheduled maintenance is to rotate the tires, and he always marks the tires. I think I may have mentioned that before.
Is this at a dealership or like discount tire?
I don't even know.
Okay.
It's at a place that services for his stuff on a regular basis, so they've got to be some sort of reputable place.
Right.
And just it doesn't really matter whether it's a dealership or whether it's Firestone or Michelin or whatever the hell it is.
They're all bad.
Yeah, it's just like, these guys. He says he labels them, and he says 9 times out of 10 they don't do it.
They say, "Hey, we rotate your tires."
Does he call them on it?
Absolutely.
And what's the
response?
He's like, I took chalk and I marked on my tires, and you guys are full of shit.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I haven't been there, or he hadn't discussed how he handles it, but he's a very matter of fact type of person.
I love it.
And he just says, like I said, I don't know, but he called him out on it. He made him fix it. But just like, what the hell?
See,
it's little shit like that. It's just like, look, if you're gonna miss the little things, you're gonna miss the big things.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, where does it start? Where does it? It unfortunately, it's probably with a lot of stuff. I mean, what other?
What percentage would you guys throw out there that auto mechanics are dishonest? What percentage?
Oh, I bet most of them are.
I'm going to go 70 plus.
Yeah, I bet it's a lot.
I would bet with 100%.
Wow, that's harsh. There's got to be one out there that's not.
I don't. And look, just because I said 100% of them are full of shit, sometimes is what I'm going to say.
Oh, I got you.
I'm not saying 100% of them.
So there's never been an auto mechanic place that has been honest 100% of the time.
I mean, those guys come in, and part of their job is to upgrade and upsell. So that's why they ask you, "Hey, your filter look a little dirty. You want me to change that?" Dude, shut the fuck up.
Are they French? Or drunk French?
Harry Carey.
Right,
no, but the point is that they always ask to do this stupid, frivolous shit. You're kind of like, dude, just fix the fucking car and shut the fuck up.
Go away.
Yeah, when you take them to these oil places, they're like, I could change your windshield wipers and your air filter, and it's the air filter's like $60.
Oh yeah, no, it's
you
like
can go
triple,
down to AutoZone for $10 and do it yourself,
and $6.99 at Walmart.
Yeah, and the windshield wipers, that'll be $35 to replace those for you. No, I can do it myself, thanks.
You know what? There are some people where that's convenience.
Oh sure,
right? Like the little old lady down the street who has no idea what's going on.
I mean, if I was old, I had arthritis, and I couldn't do it.
Right.
God, all right, go do it.
Okay, there you go. But I mean, still, that's just they're upselling, like you said, Sean. Anyway, I wanted to share that little story because I'll tell you what, I will report back next week and tell you if my little hose that I get tomorrow fixes my problem.
Your little hose.
My big hose.
Whoa, what just happened?
Well, I mean, I felt challenged. Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Well, that is true. What other kinds of businesses out there do you feel comfortable with? I mean, when you go to the doctor, they pretty much tell you what's going on. The only thing about the doctor I don't like, which is kind of similar, is the fact that you go in there. By the way, I'm scheduled next week to get the shit beat out of me.
The
Yeah.
full oil and lube.
Oh man. So, but the thing I don't like about going to doctors, and this is that I know is because I have not had insurance for large chunks of my life.
Right.
You know, I just pay cash for it, and normally they say, "All right, look, you've got this ailment. We're going to do test 1, 2, 3."
Right.
And I'm like, I don't have insurance, and they're like, let's do test 2.
Oh, meaning, and you trust that test 2 was all really what you needed.
Well, I mean,
Like 1 and 3, they only threw in there because they're fucking the insurance companies over.
Yes, but I mean, is there
That's
a chance that
absolutely
test
true.
1 and 3? Is there a chance those were needed? You
Why
want
do
to
you-
rule them out,
So
maybe.
why do you think medical costs are as high as they are?
Oh,
Because
the same
insurance
thing.
companies.
there's a racket going on,
It's
you know,
insurance companies.
and
People-
everybody wins
yeah, it
except
is.
except the patient.
Well, dude, man, we're the ones losing big time.
Absolutely.
All that money. Who's making the money on the interest of that? So, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, Jeff was telling me about how much he pays, and I'm astounded. I have nothing. I'm beyond. I am just blown away on how much you. I don't know how much you pay. What is
You're
your
verklempt.
deductible?
My deductible?
Yeah.
So I have a high deductible
That's
plan.
what I have.
Yeah.
That's what most
Well,
of
what
them
is
are. That's
yours?
what most of them are now. Are their high
Mine's
deductible.
$877,000.
No, really. What is
Your
it?
deductible?
My
Oh, that's really
My
high.
deductible. It is, and it's only 3 months.
Then it resets.
Damn, we almost got there, honey. It's God, I need to look. It's new now, but I mean, it's not atypical for it to be like.
But I mean, is it 3,000, 5,000,
like
10,000?
usually $2,500
No,
per
it's more than that.
per family member.
No, mine's
Per
higher.
family member.
Mine's higher than that.
Per family member.
Sure.
Jeff's is like $5,000
Okay.
per family member.
That's not. I mean, well, and then you probably pay a very low premium.
No.
Okay, well, you have bad insurance.
Well, it is what it is. I mean, it's either that or I don't have anything, or I go outside and it's gonna be more.
Right. No, I hear you. You could go to Obamacare.
No. No. And then, but the thing
That's
is,
crazy.
is the employer is paying most of your
They
premium.
are. A lot of
So-
people don't know that.
Yeah.
They don't appreciate that.
So your employer is paying most of the premium.
For sure.
I'm paying, is it $400 a check?
No way.
I can't remember.
It can't be that high.
It could be a month. It could be a month.
Okay.
But then the employer is paying like double that,
Right. Oh yeah. Or
if
sometimes
not more.
Yeah, if not more.
Yeah, if not more than that. So if you drop that and you go outside, your insurance is either going to be shit or you're going to be paying a lot of money for it.
Yeah. A lot of people just don't appreciate how much their employer pays.
So I've got to
You have to
get
factor
dialed
that
in
into your
on-
salary as well.
Yes, they do.
I got to get dialed in on some of the realities of what these costs are and start figuring out, what are my options? Yeah, because what
I mean,
Jeff
you
is
work,
paying,
you work for a good company.
I
They
do,
should
and
have
they
pretty good insurance.
They do. They absolutely do. It's just that when you're used to not paying it, and,
I get it.
you
Yeah,
know,
but you run a big risk there.
Yeah.
I
that's
am,
what
and I'm at a point where life is going to change. I mean, there are people left and right of me that are getting cancer, and as some of these cancers are you can champion and get past, but it requires active health care.
Right.
You can't walk in there without insurance and expect to them to work on your cancer,
Well,
unless your last name is Martinez. Just say,
And
hey,
you literally walked across the border 2
Yeah.
days ago.
yeah. I mean, I could say that.
Can
know.
you?
Well, fuck yeah, walk in there.
Just say I just walked across. I'm from Ireland. Would that matter?
I'm from Ireland. Oh, well, here's a cell phone. Here's a Visa card.
If you're in New York, you get $15,000.
Yeah, well,
Wow. What a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
It is bullshit.
What do
Yeah,
they get in Washington D.C. where Abbott is dropping these guys off?
How many has he done?
4 or 5 buses now.
Yeah, but they're not full buses.
Yeah, they are.
No, one had 10 people on it.
Damn it!
What the hell? What's the sense in that?
It has to be by volunteer.
They're wasting a lot of money. That's a lot of gas.
That was one of the comments. Why are you spending money to ship 10 people cross country on a bus?
Well, because
You know what? I think it still saves us money.
He's making a point.
Oh, it is. It's
I mean, think about it. 10 people processing them. How much would that cost?
$1 million per immigrant.
He needs to send them to
Save money.
Martha's Vineyard
And
to Delaware
Pelosi and Pelosi's house.
Yes. Well, they'll just move them to downtown San Francisco.
Yeah, no shit. Where the rest of them are.
So, yeah, I mean, it's all good, and DeSantis has come out and says, "Don't come down here."
Yeah.
Right? We're not a destination for you.
You know, and what sucks, and we talked about this before, but what sucks about it is these people are pawns in a very ugly game.
They are.
I mean, they are families with young children, and they are escaping, a very hopeless situation.
Yeah, I have no problem with them
they're
coming
not
to this
evil
country.
people, right? They're not evil people that are trying to exploit the system. They're just trying to get to America because their situation sucks ass.
You know what? I disagree with that.
All right.
I don't agree. I don't think they're evil. That's my point. But
yes,
I think that you know what? They're just trying to get a better life, but their life isn't that bad where they're from. I mean, this isn't like, coming from a communist country.
right.
They can make it.
I hear you, and I'm gonna add one to that. Not only may it not be that bad, but they know that that's not the right way to do it.
Yes, and so they're
making a
line.
conscious decision to illegally cross that border.
Because Joe Biden has basically said, "Come."
Correct.
Yeah, well,
correct.
They didn't do this during Trump.
But their decision.
They tried.
Yeah, but they made a decision. This was not.
but
They
what
weren't
is-
abducted from their village
What is that
in Guatemala.
1942? What is the Title 42? What is
That was the
That's,
COVID vaccine where the Border Patrol
Title 42.
was
Title
able
42.
to turn away hordes of people because of COVID. Saying
so now that has ended? What does that mean?
That
Is it
has
gonna
not
be,
ended.
hasn't
They're
ended yet.
considering to end it.
so basically.
but when it does, what's going to happen? Is that going to be an influx?
Yes,
They're saying that there are people that are milling around. Hundreds of thousands of people are milling around on the border waiting for that policy to end.
But there's
Yeah.
already up to 8. There's already
it's going to be more.
Even more. Like literally hundreds of thousands milling around the border. And they're saying the port of entries are going to be swarmed. And now the Border Patrol are recommending local law enforcement to have riot gear.
They think they're just going to storm.
The Border Patrol is recommending that.
Are they just going to storm the border?
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
I
hundreds
just-
of thousands of people.
What are you going to do?
What you can't do anything.
Shoot them?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but that's not going to do anything.
Rubber bullets?
Yeah, but look, it's
tear
it's-
gas.
Salt
Instead
guns?
of putting them on buses
Paintballs.
and sending them to D.C., we need to put them on buses and send them back to their own country.
Well, that's what
Reagan
Trump
did
was
that.
doing.
Reagan did that as well.
Trump was doing that. He was sending them back to the country of origin and telling those country and the leaders of those countries, solve your problem. And that's exactly what needs to happen.
And Kamala Harris goes down and says, "Here, we'll just give you a bunch of money."
Right.
No, well, that money just disappears and it doesn't fix the problem.
No. And you know what? And we've talked about it before. I think their goal isn't really to solve this problem.
It's to change the electorate.
Is to change the electorate.
All right,
it's
look,
100% to
let's-
change the electorate.
Let's jump ship here for a second.
Can I go back to I have one more complaint about the doctors thing.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So it drives me crazy. Let's suppose you've been a patient of a doctor's office for
So regular.
15 years. Oh, 15 years.
You walk in, Norm.
Yeah.
You ready for that finger swish? Pull.
Absolutely. And you get the same prescription for either
For 15 years.
heart, thyroid, mental, whatever, like antidepressant, whatever it is. You've got the same effing prescription. And then you call me like, yeah, I need a refill. We're gonna need to see you.
They want that. They want
We're
that
going to
doctor's
see you.
visit charge
It's going to be $90 to see you.
to refill that for you.
It's total crap. And they see
instead of
and
refilling
they
it?
see you
Yeah.
for what? 40 seconds.
Correct.
Usually not even.
Have you ever said anything? I don't really take any drugs, so it really doesn't apply to me. I haven't had the opportunity to, I don't want to say drugs, but medication, to have that conversation with them. Because whenever I go in, I'm either
Well,
sick or I'm getting my yearly
what is the
flu.
frequency
Right,
in which
right?
you're? I mean, this is a monthly deal, or
It could be. Well, no, it's usually
No.
3 months, right?
Well, I mean, that's why you try to encourage your doctors. Listen, I'm on this
But I mean,
medication.
but
I'm going to take
you-
it forever.
you
Give me a
made the
6 month.
statement.
Give me a 6 month supply.
Well,
but
we
you
need to
made the statement.
revisit.
How?
we want to see you in a month.
Okay, so it's every 30. It's every 30 days.
Yeah, $90 every month
Yeah.
for the same prescription for 10
All
years.
right, and here's how I know it's bullshit because I don't have insurance.
Right.
They give me like 4 or 5 months, 6 months. They give me months
All right,
and refills on top of
it's
that.
total.
So I go
crap,
there
and
and
it
they
drives
fill
me
up a
nuts.
huge vial that's probably it's got 60 pills. That's worth of that's like 2 months worth,
Right.
and then 3 refills, 2 or 3 refills. So that's 6 months.
Right.
Yeah,
And I can
that's-
share a personal heartbreaking story. I wear hearing aids. Every once in a while, I start to get an ear infection because my hearing aids are trapping moisture. Right.
Ooh, do you have one of your
Right?
dogs go over there and lick
Heartbreaking
your ears?
story. Heartbreaking story, right? And so what do? I feel it coming on, so I have something called Ciprodex. They're eardrops. I have it on hand so that I know it's coming. I do a couple drops, boom. I head it off before it even starts. I've been
Right.
wearing hearing aids since I was freaking 7 years old.
Right.
So I called the doctor. Hey, I need another. I need a refill so that I can have it on hand for these ear infections. Yeah, we're gonna need to see you. Come on in. We're gonna need to see you.
Do you ask why?
Well, I mean, you're talking to the person up front,
Well, ask them. We'll go, why do you need to see me?
right?
I've gotten this refill
I know it.
100 times.
I tell you, it makes my blood boil. It does.
So I have a feeling I'm going to have to get on to blood pressure medicine. And I'm going to, I understand that they're going to want to test and test and test probably initially, right?
Initially,
But
and that's
if
fair.
I'm on this for 5 years,
Right.
same dose, why do you need to test me again?
Yeah. Give me a 50-year prescription.
Yeah. I mean, if you've been using these eardrops since you were, who knows how long?
Absolutely. Oh, it's been 20 plus years.
Doc, I've been taking it for 20 years. Why do you need to see me?
Right. And I have it before. Like, if I were to go in right now, they'd be like, yeah, I mean, I see a little bit of redness, but I
Right.
mean, it's definitely not infected. And then I'm have to convince them, yeah, it's going to turn into an ear infection. Well, I'll tell you what, if it does come back,
No, I want to head it off before it turns into
right?
that.
You want to, I mean, I'm telling you, I get so crazy mad. It's like fucking car dealerships,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think if I ever get onto a medication, I'm sure I will at some point. I think that's a bad thing to say. Hopefully, you don't ever have to be on medication.
I mean,
but-
we're getting older.
And I'm going to have that conversation and say, why do you need to see me every month, 3 months for this prescription that never changes?
Yeah. And now, every once in a while, you'll find a doctor that
I
is
come
like,
in once a year.
Yep.
Let's revisit it then.
Yep. If you've had I had a doctor that I had for 15 years, and he was awesome, and he retired. And he was the guy that I could just call him and say,
It was probably the old school kind.
need another prescription, and he'd be like, I'll hook you up. I got your back.
Right.
But nowadays, they're like, oh yeah, we're hurting for money, so come on in. Anyway,
Quick $100.
quick. Oh, man, it's all you see him for 15 seconds, and it's $100.
Right.
Anyway, all right. So, I wanted to talk about some craziness that's happening in the news. I want to talk about Johnny Depp.
Are we going to talk about new news? More news?
I want to talk about Johnny Depp
All right. Well,
and that crazy.
and all the accessories that he wears.
Well,
He is
So-
well accessorized.
so first off,
Yeah.
this
Hold
is
on.
kind
Let
of
me put on
piratey.
my 50 bracelets.
and
right.
necklaces.
So
and-
he is suing.
Got my eyeliner,
He is suing his ex-wife.
and rightfully so.
For defamation,
I
right?
don't disagree. For defamation. Why was it live streamed?
It was on court TV.
Oh,
Yeah,
of
why?
course.
Why? Did they agree to that? Did Johnny Depp and Amber Heard agree to that?
Do they have the option?
I don't know. That I found that strange.
Well,
Let me put it this way.
I don't think he would want this aired.
Exactly. Like if you were going through an ugly defamation where you're bringing up the worst of your marriage, where you were fighting and saying these horrible things to each other and things that you're not proud of and she's not proud of, Why would you want the whole world to know about that?
Well, did
And would you have the option?
did Kyle Rittenhouse have an option?
Yeah.
Did O.J. Simpson have an option?
I think Kevin Spacey
Now this
have
is a
an
civil
option.
case.
You know what? That's a
Right.
good point. That's a good
Right.
point.
I mean,
Maybe
I'm gonna
they
go to
literally
court.
don't have an option.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Well,
go to court.
regardless, the reason why they put it on the news is because Johnny Depp is well known, and it's going to get some. It's going to get some clicks. You know,
Yeah.
people are they're gonna want to know what's going on. You know, Johnny Depp. I mean, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? It sounds to me
He
like
seems
he's
like a
very
good guy.
passive. He sounds to me like he's a pussy.
Well, I know.
Wow.
I know for
A little harsh.
years there was.
Yeah.
He had a bad rap.
Tell
And
you
he was
what.
beating her up.
Oh,
and that was
there
out
you
there.
go.
There was out there because I was like, he's a piece of shit beating up his wife.
That's exactly why he's suing.
Right, and now it's coming out that she was the aggressor.
She was the psycho.
Yeah.
And
Cut his finger
it
off.
turns out that she took a dump on their bed. Did you hear that?
What?
That came up in trial.
No, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I've just been reading some
So
headlines.
So
What?
She shit.
they're going back and forth through arguments. Okay,
she do
this
this
is right when they were about to get the divorce.
Did she do the
Okay.
Slovakian traffic cone?
I'm not sure, but
So,
here's-
sorry, can we take a pause? The what? Slovakian tractor cone?
Traffic cone.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I think Mr. Producer may have to pull up the description.
No, we don't have to see a
Yeah, this-
picture of it. I
Slovakian-
just-
there's no picture.
I would actually like you to describe
No, I
what a
think Sean-
Slovakian traffic cone
Sean
is.
needs to read the description. Mr. Producer, could you please pull up Slovakian
So
traffic
Amber
cone?
Heard did a Slovakian traffic cone on Depp's head,
Well, she
and he said, "I said, sit on my face."
I'm waiting for him to pull it up.
That's
Slovakian
a joke. No one
traffic
even
cone.
responded to my joke.
Urban
Cinema
Dictionary, right
phone.
there.
Did you guys even hear my joke?
Yes.
I don't have time to think about that right now. The act of aggressively,
No,
forcefully.
go down. This is the next one.
Traffic cone.
Keep
Oh.
going down. Keep going. Right
Slovakian traffic cone.
Oh.
All right, well,
there. Read that, Sean.
No.
First of all,
Jeff, do us the
tell us,
honors.
Tell
This
us,
this is something you know.
tell us
No.
when you
And you
first heard
advocate.
about this.
Yeah.
I saw it on a meme.
Oh.
Did you?
I saw this exact thing right here on a meme.
Okay,
So-
since you advocate for this, go ahead and read it.
well, this is something that I don't know if this is what happened during the Johnny Depp
Ah, but
thing.
it's okay.
Yeah, I think we should.
The Slovakian traffic cone is the act of stuffing the small end of a regulation orange traffic cone into the anus of your sexual partner, and the jizzing, puking, pissing, and shitting into the traffic cone. Then you take a plunger and force the concoction through the traffic cone and into the girl's intestines. She then takes a large dose of laxatives and shits out the concoction onto your chest while wearing the traffic cone as a hat.
Okay. You know what? I was thinking it was total bullshit. I believe it's real. I think this is something a lot of couples do.
Who? I have.
So, do they clean the traffic cone before they wear it as
I
a
don't
hat?
think it matters.
You know
Okay,
what?
that's a
I'll
good
be
point.
honest.
That's a
so,
good point.
I'm done. There's
Well, and
There's-
I thank you for bringing that up, Jeff.
now, and I'm even more disturbed on why you know that.
Again, I saw it.
I always
in a
wondered
meme.
why he had a traffic cone in his garage
No,
Right?
that's not
Multiple.
me. But it's got to be regulation.
and why it was brown.
Regulation.
It's got to be regular. It can't be one of the really tall ones, I guess.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
All right. So during the trial, he said she gave me a Slovakian traffic cone.
So
Can you
what
imagine?
it
Everyone's going,
happened
"What is that?"
is
And they look it
that
up,
Oh
they're
my
like,
they
God.
had
Oh my God! Call the police.
they had got they were going out to dinner, and Johnny Depp said, I can't make it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I know it's your birthday, I'm sorry. He was 2 hours, I'm going to be late, and he was 2 hours late. So something had happened, and she was, she said, well, I'm going to get you back. I don't remember exactly what it was, and I'm kind of missing a bunch of chunks here. Long story short, he was out of town for an extended period, and there's a maid that takes care of the house.
Oh no.
The
So
maid,
obviously he's telling this story.
the maid had called him and said, "There's human shit in the
There-
middle of your bed."
There's a duty.
Yeah, and he was like, "Do you think it's maybe the animals?" And
Okay,
she's like,
so he's Lithuanian.
"Yeah, he's Scandinavian
Oh, okay.
or Slovakian."
Was it Kosovo?
Yeah, well, he's so. Anyways, that's he says, "Are you sure?" He's just like, she's like, "Well, I'm not going to test it, But
Or-
she's like, it's because he had confronted the wife, and the wife was like, no, the wife's sister, I didn't do that. This got to be the dog. And the maid was like, no, I clean the dog shit up all the time.
Oh my
That is not the
God.
dog.
So
That
did she testify?
I don't know the details about that, but those are the details that Amber
They
Heard
had- yeah.
took a shit in
Yeah,
the middle
they-
of their bed,
okay.
and that's when Johnny Depp was like, "All right, this is over, and I am never going back."
And then she said, "I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to kill myself," and was screaming at the top of her lungs at 3 a.m. outside of where he was, outside of the home, and saying, "If you leave me, I'll kill myself." And so he
See ya.
went back to her. No, he went back to her. He was
And then she
terrified
beat
that
him
she
up.
would do it. What a mess! Why would anybody want this stuff aired in public?
I don't know,
How-
man. Well, I don't know how you could sit there and drop a deuce like that in someone's bed and not be held accountable for it. I mean,
Well, hold on. Some couples are into that.
no.
I'm just saying, if it's a Slovakian,
I'm thinking
Jeff
one out of
Tube.
a million.
yeah,
I'm thinking even less than that.
yeah, no, it's definitely less than that.
Yeah, it's just and it's just their personal life, and I don't want to bring. It's fucked up. Everyone's fucked up.
And that's what I was going to ask. So, how many marriages do you think have this kind of vicious, vindictive shit going on?
Man, I know.
I hope it's not a lot, because that's sad.
You know,
what I
who
mean?
knows?
There's one thing about having bad marriages where you don't talk to each other, you don't hang out, you don't do whatever, but like vindictive stuff
But these
like
these guys have money, so there's got to be
that. They
some
both
sort of
do.
codependency.
Yeah, she's an actor.
No. They both do.
Yeah, she's an actress as well. No, I don't think
But-
she's quite.
not.
But my point
and
is-
she's not an unknown actress.
Is there got to be?
No.
There's got to be some codependency on some mental level where they're both dependent on each other too much to let go. And just like you said, he sacrificed himself and went back to her. Man.
Yeah.
And then she slandered him, and it just
Well, and that's what he said. He was like, I was mentally abused, right? I'm under attack. She made me feel small and worthless. And you're thinking to yourself, you're Johnny Depp. Like, you're worth.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know exactly. That was my point I was going to make. He's worth $500 million.
Not anymore.
He's not.
almost bankrupt, from what I understand.
From all those, what the fuck? All the
No, he
Pirates
lived-
of the Caribbean movies?
Yeah, he burned through all that. He
Doing
lived
what?
quite the lavish lifestyle, from what I read.
Wow.
He spent basically all of it.
Wow. So he's now bankrupt.
I don't know if he's bankrupt, but he doesn't have the hundreds of millions of dollars that he used to. I'm sure he's not poor, but he doesn't have $500 million that he should.
Wow.
He's got a fraction of that,
But he could make that in like that.
probably.
All
Yeah, he
has
can
to
make
do-
it back.
Yeah, he just has to get mentally
But
right.
has he worked in a while?
I haven't seen him in a while.
Because they kicked him off. They kicked him off of that Harry Potter movie because of this whole thing.
Oh, the Fantastical Beasts.
Yeah, because he was the bad guy, and they didn't renew him for this last one because
All right,
he got
Too much,
slandered.
too much
Johnny
drama.
Depp net
Yeah.
worth.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You were
Because
beating up your
because
wife.
he's a domestic abuser,
Correct.
which is why he's trying to
So,
clear his name.
according
Correct.
to sites like Celebrity Net Worth, Johnny Depp's net worth in 2022 is $150 million, despite having squandered the aforementioned $650 million over 13 years, largely because the actor charges $20 million a movie.
Yeah, see, he's not hurting, but he doesn't. He should have $1 billion by now.
Okay.
Right?
So if somebody,
He's not hurting
so this
nobody.
is kind of like Brewster's Millions, right? If somebody says to you, you have $650 million to squander,
Can you do it?
what's your strategy, Jeff? What's your strategy? How are you going to blow $650 million?
Buy a big yacht.
Like, okay, there's 100 million of it.
No, it's more than that.
Yeah, you could buy more
Well,
than
then
a
you-
yacht.
you
You
get-
could buy a
but time
cruise
out.
line.
Well, you have an asset and then you sell it to a Russian oligarch.
Well, you donate it to charity then. Real easy. I'm going to donate it to my favorite charity.
But
$650
you
million.
see my point. How do you?
Oh, I know. Well, he was buying.
What do you have to do to get rid of to burn through $650
Well, isn't there some sort
million?
of natural element that you can buy that's like $1 trillion per?
Yes, it's
Troy
strontium.
ounce?
Yeah, there's some sort of. Well, whatever.
Is
You're
it not
asking how to get rid
strontium?
of money.
Could be strontium.
We could find out. I could buy. You could buy Twitter.
What if I bought non-fungible tokens?
You
That's
could
for
do that.
$650 million
Actually,
worth of
650
non-fungible
million
tokens.
wouldn't buy Twitter. You see, Elon Musk is only offering 15 billion of his only, and
Of his 360 billion.
well, he doesn't have that. That's what his stocks are worth, right?
Mm.
He doesn't have 350 billion, but his stock holdings are worth that. Just like Bezos, he doesn't have.
Well, it's other
200
people's
billion
money,
either, right?
so it's.
I wonder how much he has in cash. Like if you were to log on to Wells Fargo
Probably a
as
C note.
yeah, as Elon Musk, Wells Fargo, like click,
I'm
log
sure.
on,
I'm sure.
and
I'm a
then, and
smart
then look
guy.
at your accounts, and then look at the checking account.
I am
What was
sure
What was
his
the checking account?
his
But it's
assets are
it's
just.
quite a bit. But that's the thing when you see these the richest person in
$80
the world,
million in his checking
300
account.
billion. He doesn't have $300 billion. He'd have to sell all of his stock and everything in order to get that. And in the process of doing that, he would lower everything. And
Right.
I don't know if you could sell 100% of your stock at one time,
No, sure,
right?
no.
Why not?
Well,
don't think
there
the
has to be
SEC
a buyer
allows you to
for
do
it.
that.
If
Yeah.
there's not a buyer for it, the stock plummets, and you don't want that.
Yeah.
So you have to
So he's worth that. He doesn't have that.
right.
It's potential.
So that's
But
what
do you
they
think
were
he
saying.
could buy a new
They're
car
saying
in
that he doesn't
cash?
have the 54 billion to pay for Twitter.
Yes. Easy. No, he does, but I don't think he can do that without SEC problems because he's leveraging his Tesla stock to get the 15 billion.
But is he?
Yes.
Do we know
Yeah.
that for a fact?
Yes, that's what the news article said today.
Well, I still don't think. Do we know that for a fact, though? I mean, doesn't he have like assets other places? I mean, if I were the
So he's leveraging SpaceX and Tesla to do this. His stake in that.
Well, he also has that cow methane butt mask
Oh yeah. Yes.
company.
Yes.
Well, regardless, he bought 10% of Twitter, and
And he had 9.2. Did you see Vanguard was like, you're not going to be the biggest, so they bought 10,
they had to
10%.
buy it. Whatever.
Hold on, Vanguard countered.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
they bought
upped their share.
They
to
upped their
10.
share so they could be the major stockholder.
Yeah, the biggest.
They cockblocked him.
No, Elon Musk still has 9.2,
I know,
but he's not the biggest shareholder anymore.
I know, but
But
Vanguard deliberately bought more
absolutely.
to cockblock him. Why?
It doesn't
Okay,
do anything.
you know what that smells of to me? You remember when Robinhood stopped trading GameStop?
Right.
That smells to me. Vanguard is an institution.
Yeah, they're
They're
big
not
mutual
Vanguard-
fund.
they're not an individual investor. They're an institution
Yeah,
investor.
my
Right.
dad has a lot of his retirement in Vanguard.
Yeah, a lot of
and my
people
dad
do.
was like, "Why the fuck are they buying there?
Yes, that.
Why
that,
are they taking my money and putting it over there?"
That stinks.
Yeah, something's going on there. And did you see what DeSantis said today?
Mm-mm.
He said that the retirement fund for Florida government employees includes Twitter stock
Oh shit!
as part of the makeup.
Get rid of it.
So no, he's like, if
Oh, it's doing well right now, actually.
if the Twitter board does not approve the sale, we will sue them for fiduciary mistrust or whatever he called it.
Absolutely.
because
So
it's in the best interest of Twitter.
It's
No.
the best interest of the stockholders.
Shareholders.
shareholders,
The only
yeah.
reason why the board exists, the only reason why these public companies exist, is to make it attract, to maximize the investment and value of the shareholders.
Well,
As
regardless
a matter
what
of fact,
happens,
who's the
He is-
former who's the former CEO?
Jack
Twitter-
Dorsey.
Jack Dorsey.
He came out and completely trashed the board and said,
It's an activist board.
"Yeah, he said they're not looking out for the shareholders, and that is their sole goal. That's their sole purpose
Yeah.
of being."
Yeah.
Well, the
they can
bottom
get
line
sued.
is
Oh, they can sue
Elon
the shit
has
out of him.
And that
achieved his
They
goal,
should.
and he's thrown a wrench into the whole system, and he's basically fucked Twitter.
And you know
Elon
what?
Musk has.
This may be his goal. Maybe not necessarily to buy it. He probably, if it ended up that way, okay, let's do it. But I think he's trying to force the board's hand
Yes.
and
Yeah.
force them to
Level playing field with what their product is.
and they're going to get their asses sued.
No, to do their job, which is again maximize the value of the stock for the shareholders. Did you hear what Mark Cuban said?
No.
He chimed in. Yeah, what did he say?
I don't know.
He chimed in and said that Elon Musk is playing with fire with the SEC, meaning he's like doing inappropriate shit to drive up the stock, drive down the stock, whatever. If you do artificial shit to just to
Right.
manipulate the price of the stock up or down, in this case up, because he made a lot of money right after he bought.
No, if he sold it, he would have.
Well, but on paper, right? On paper, so he
Well, it came back down.
did it.
Down
It
to
went
what?
up 27%.
Well,
What are you
it's down
talking
to
about?
what?
Twitter stock?
It's down to what? 48, 49? I don't know what it was before.
I don't know
It
either.
was
I don't know.
It was. It went up 20 points. So it was around 28 points.
So it's still up.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Still
Okay.
up big.
All right.
And
But, hey, look,
that's what Mark Cuban's saying.
but-
He's just jacking with the stock.
But
which
the
means
stocks. But look,
the SEC should step in.
after Trump got thrown, cock blocked, thrown out of there, Twitter stock has been dwindling. It's been going down. You look at the 5-year rates and see it's going down. It's going down all the way down to 28. So Musk did him a favor
And
by
he
bringing it right back
and
up.
he offered him like 53 or 54.
And all you got to do is
So
be
how-
fair.
Right. And then they put in, what's their response? Instead of like, oh,
Poison
yeah,
pill.
that's great for our shareholders, they put in a poison pill.
Yeah, but I don't get the poison pill. What is the poison pill going to be able to do?
So the poison pill is like, they say, if you take over a company, if like you become the majority stakeholder and you do this and this and this, you have to pay. Poison pills can be different, but you have to pay every employee, 10 times their salary. It's like you know what I mean? You have to make it so it's financially unattractive to purchase the company, because if you do, that poison pill kicks in and it makes it not feasible.
So that poison pill would have had to pre-existed prior to him.
No.
So
they threw it in like last week,
how can they do that legally?
because the board can just vote on if there's any hostile takeover, this is in effect. And I don't even think it's the board. The board has to approve it, but I think it's the executive team.
I don't know.
Well, it
I
doesn't
think
matter.
it's legal counsel and executive
I think
team.
they're shooting themselves in the foot because here's the thing. At this point, he can sell.
There you go.
People are buying the stocks right now, so he can sell his. Even if he sells $5 billion of it, he's gonna make all his money back. Think about that.
Yeah. Oh, and more, and way more.
He could still have $4 billion in stock and sell half essentially and make his full money back
Yeah.
by the stock the prices going up as much as they did.
I think he spent what, $2.8 billion for his 9% or whatever it was.
I thought it was more, but I'm getting confused now. I thought it was like I thought
No,
it was
no,
over $8 billion.
No, it wasn't that much. It was less than $3 billion, I think. But the poison pill is a defensive strategy used to prevent or discourage potential hostile takeover, and it's to make them look less attractive, kind of like what Paul said, right? So it kind of institutes some things that says, well, maybe I shouldn't do this because it's going to cost me more than I thought, kind of a scenario. And also it says poison pills allow existing shareholders the right to purchase additional shares at a discount, effectively diluting the ownership interest of a new hostile party. So, yeah. So Twitter. I think it's got a
So-
long way to go.
But I'm still so it's up to $54 a share right now.
Oh, is that high?
Yeah. Well, that was 2 days ago. I don't know what he bought it for. I thought it was he bought 9%, but I thought it was for a little bit more. It really doesn't matter at this point.
That's at
Like if
56.
scroll, do a 5, do a year to date.
1 month. It was right there on beginning of April. Then they go
Yeah, look at
jump.
that. Do a year. The next one. Yeah. All right, so I was wrong on what I was saying earlier.
See, it
But
actually
the trend was
it actually
going
took
down.
a dip when Trump was in office. It went up while he was in office,
Well, because they
and then it dipped when he probably got booted. You can see that dip right there. I don't know when he got booted. It was right there at the end. And then it's gone way up since 2020. Wow, Oh, it was almost as high as $74.
Yeah. Wow. Well, whatever. The end game for this, the Elon Musk for, which is reputable. You know, it's not like he's doing this to 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 crash a company. He's doing this so that they can, you know, they can play fair.
Correct.
You know, it's not like, you know, just cock blocking Trump, or, you know, who cares? I mean, Trump's obnoxious, but, you know, his tweets are funny. I mean, it can't be any worse than Joe Biden's gaffes that he does on all the news stations. You know, even this past weekend with the Easter program, where the kids are rolling the Easter eggs down the hill, and you've got that bunny rabbit. Well, you got Joe Biden that's kind of walking around, and he bumps into the front line of a bunch of reporters
Right.
on Easter Day. And they start asking about Afghanistan and some tough questions. And all of a sudden, this fucking rabbit comes out of nowhere.
Right, I saw that.
And redirects the president, and to the point where they're like moving, flashing the hands and doing, hey, over here.
Right.
And you see the look that they were, that Biden gave the rabbit. Like,
Oh, was it like a nasty look?
it was like, it was like the death angels were coming to kill him.
Really?
He didn't realize that bunny was there. And I don't even know if he realized there was a bunny. You know, there's a look that Biden had look on his face like he thought he was going to die. Because the bunny came out of nowhere. You should see the look on his face. He was like startled for a second.
He looks like a confused old man.
Because at first he said, "Get back," is what he said.
I wonder who's actually in that. I wonder if it's like a staffer
It's definitely a staffer.
A staffer.
Well, that's what they had said.
who said that he's like, just go and kind of walk around and be close, and if you hear, if he gets close to the reporters, redirect.
Reporters and guests at the cheerful holiday event when he began discussing Afghanistan, but Megan Hayes, a White House press official,
No, leave this on. I'm sorry. What?
dressed as the Easter Bunny,
Megan
then quickly
Hayes.
interrupted him and
Oh,
ushered
Megan
him
Hayes
away
was in
in
there?
a desperate bid to avoid another gaffe.
Well, you know what? I think over the last 2 to 3 months, his mental acuity has gone way down.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
what's
kind of
happened.
sad.
I don't know what's happened, but it's gotten worse. I mean, it was bad before, but it was worse. It's worse now. So yeah, I think Joe Biden. You know, we just talked about the Easter Bunny scenario.
Yeah, the Easter Bunny directs Joe and blocks questions from.
So they know who was in the Easter Bunny. You guys
Yeah.
know that, right?
Megan Hayes,
Yes.
Who is Megan Hayes?
Oh, just an aide.
just a staffer.
Yeah, she's a White House aide. So they basically told her, follow him around, and if he gets into any conversations that are dangerous, you know, because he started
Redirect.
redirect him. Oh, and pretty aggressive redirect, don't you think?
Oh, dude, her hands were flailing.
Oh my God, I thought she was going to pull like a.
She's like, no.
Easy with the
Yeah.
microphone over there.
I thought it might have been a rotator cuff tear. Oh, I haven't seen the video.
Oh yeah, there's another footage like
Oh
of
my
his face.
God.
Yeah, there's a camera from the other direction, because I think when she first pulls up, he's kind of like, he says, "Get back," because I think he's scared. He didn't realize that was an actual person in the outfit.
I mean,
That's not the
guys,
real Easter Bunny.
Come on, you see him stumbling around.
What I don't understand
You
is,
see, it's so obvious.
are these people just
This is-
excited to see the president,
This elderly abuse.
or is it Joe Biden? Because I don't know how you could be excited to see Joe Biden.
No,
Now,
it's the president.
if I ran into Joe Biden, I'd shake his hand and say, whatever, right?
I would.
Yeah.
Respect.
I'd punch him in the mouth.
But
Oh wow, would you? Really?
I wouldn't be
No,
excited
kick him in
like
the dick.
this. I wouldn't be smiling and well, yeah. I'd be like,
Okay,
No, I would.
I
I,
just
would
met
tell
the
him straight
president.
out. Say, look, I'm extremely disappointed.
oh yeah,
two things. One is, I'm in Washington D.C. I'm at the White House. This is a fun thing to be a part of. Like, how many times can you say you've been to the White House and seen the president? That's part of it. Second part of it, the brainwashed fucking libtards
right.
that think he is all there, and they watch CNN and they think he's doing a good job.
All right. Well, we're going to be talking about liptards on the TikTok thing and the whole. That's coming up on the second half. It's April 20. It's 420. This dude's like us. It's a great show. I'm looking forward to the second half. That's
Yeah, me
Sean.
too. I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.
And we are dudes like us.
Oh, dude, we're coming back with some old granddad.
Old Granddad bottled in bond.
Yeah, but it's bottled in bond. I was going to say it's not the normal
proof.
stuff.
Home brewed.
Home brewed.
Homebrew.
Is that what you said?
No.
No. All right, we're out.